guys, it's Sarah Joy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make videos every single Tuesday about home decor, either giving you some inspiration or taking you along with me as I do projects around the house. This week, I'm going to be sharing some tips today on my opinion, what I think you should pay up and get quality for in your home versus what you don't need to spend a lot on and you can get by with thrifting or using what you already have or being creative. So let's get into it. I want to mention up front that I've been working on something that's super fun. You won't see it for a few months, but I am working on a course for you guys. It's going to be on approaching design in your home in a affordable and easy way. So basically, you'll have me along as a guide to help you think through each space in your home and really make it something that works for your family, works for your budget, and just really makes you happy for years to come. I'm not big on getting in on the latest trend or spending a lot of money for something. I believe in working with your hands and figuring out, what you need to contract out versus what you can do yourself, and really just how to take on little projects and make every single part of your home feel really special. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure that you're signed up for my emails. I will be sure and keep you updated as the launch date moves closer and closer, but be on the lookout for that. So let's jump in with the very first thing on the list, and that is rugs. I'm gonna put these in the spend category. That's right. I definitely think that a quality rug that is the right size, the right dimension for your space, and really the right design can really add so much to a room. And so I definitely believe in spending when it comes to getting the right rug for your space. There are definitely more affordable options out there. You can look at Loloy, you can look at Rugs USA, a lot of other ones that I like to do. And sometimes you can find good ones on like Overstock, but getting a soft one, getting a well-designed one, and getting one that is big enough for your space is gonna really go a long way. And I get it, they are a little bit pricier, so I take my time as I go to fill up different spaces in our home, and I just do one area at a time, kind of knock it out, do the room first, do the living room, then move on, save up, get something for the entryway, save up, get something for the dining room. So I get it, but that is one of the things that I think is well worth the spend. All right, next on my list is vases, vases, if you want to be fancy. I'm gonna put these in the don't spend category. There are so many different types of vases that you can find. There are really just so many options out there, whether you are going to a thrift store or you're going somewhere like Home Goods, where they have a lot of even name brand stuff that is super cheap. There is not a reason for you to be paying a ton for vases. There are a lot of things that you could recycle and start to use. I've seen people use like really large candle jars, and then they get the wax out of it and they use that as a vase. Old bottles, you can use those as vases, and then just look for unique vases. They could be antiques, they could be thrifted items, but again, there is no reason to be spending a ton of money on a vase these days, especially when there are cool things that I've done in other videos where you can paint your vases, or you can even make them look like concrete or pottery and clay. So don't be spending money on vases, just get a little creative. The next one is large statement furniture. I'm gonna put this in the spend category. If there's something that's gonna tie in your entire room together, go for it. Now, what I'm not saying is that I recommend you buying an entire room matching set. I think that's kind of overkill in a lot of instances, and sometimes it doesn't even make the room look great. I think that the things that add a lot of spunk, a lot of life to a room is blending objects and knowing how to put them together. So if there's something that you want to spend up on, for instance, in our home, I would say it's probably the piano in our living room. And although I did get the piano for free, I still had to pay like $100 to rent a U-Haul, and get it all up there. So there was a little bit of an expense right there, I guess. But you might find something that is just, it's gonna be the biggest piece in the room, or you're gonna have these statement chairs, or in your dining room, you're gonna have a plain table, but the chairs are gonna make the pop. Or in the living room, you're gonna have you know, you're gonna have different things, but you're gonna have this one giant cloud sofa, and that is gonna be what you put your money into. The statement piece, I would say, is worth a spend because you're invested in it. You know it's gonna be something that brings the whole room together, and you're paying up for quality. So I would say that is gonna go into the spend category. The next thing that is gonna go in my don't spend category is something that you're paying for quality for, but you will never actually touch it or feel it. So that could go for a lot of different things, but if you're never going to touch your curtains and they do the same job at blocking light or letting light through, whatever you're going for, you never actually touch them, then why spend a lot for them if there is another kind? Or if there's something that's a beautiful knickknack on your bookshelf, like a little figurine or something, and there's a dupe of it that you could get, or there's the real thing, why spend when you're never actually going to touch it? Now, for something in the other category, something that you're gonna be using, so like the fabric quality of your couch, or the fabric quality of your throw pillows, or the fabric quality of your blankets or whatever, if you're gonna be touching it, if your feet are gonna be on the rug, spend for the quality that you're gonna actually touch. Don't spend for the quality you're not gonna touch. On that note, shelf decorations, whether this is books, figurines, vases, knickknacks, you're gonna put all of that in the do not spend category. I promise you, you can find unique things, you can find fun things, you can find elegant things, but they do not have to cost an arm and a leg. Don't be jumping into this category just because you saw this cute beaded garland. Jump over here, figure out how to make it yourself, figure out where to find it for a different price, and don't be overspending on the little things. You can find plenty of things to fill up your space in this category. When it comes to large wall art, I'm saying stuff that is to size, really big, something like this size back here. Put it in the spend category because that's something that you're really committed to, you're invested in, and it's something that can really fill up an entire wall. You don't need a bunch of things, you just need one thing. So if you're going for large wall art, something that's like this size, put it in this category. But if you're doing a collection of smaller prints, if you're doing a gallery wall, if you're doing just little 11 by 14 or less, put it in the do not spend section. Don't be overspending on a lot of little things. They're not worth it in the long run. But a giant piece of wall art is amazing. The last thing on my list, you might be a little nervous about, but it is plants. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are gonna go with fake plants, you're gonna have to spend a lot because you're gonna have to make it look realistic, and those things cost more. But if you can find your way into raising your own plants, you get to put it in the do not spend category. Number one, if you have one houseplant that's really thriving, you can split it out and multiply it into several different ones. And also you can maybe have somebody who has one that can give you a clipping of it, or you can just buy it really inexpensively if you can figure out how to keep different houseplants alive. But if not, you're gonna be spending a lot on some really pricey items rather than putting it in the do not spend category and getting by with a lot for a lot less. All right, that was just a short video giving you some tips on what to spend versus not spend. I'm definitely one that likes to save money where I can, but I also believe in spending a little or saving up for something if it's gonna make a big difference or if it's just something that's really gonna tie the room together. So I hope that helps you get some clarity on some different things that you can prioritize in your budget as you are filling out some spaces. And I would love to hear back from you if you agree. If you've done some of these things, go ahead and leave a comment, and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss a video whenever they come out every single Tuesday. I will see you next week, guys. Bye. What a wonderful